Hello folks, and welcome back to Whiskey Wars. My name is Sean, and tonight we're going to be doing a double review of Ryes from Corbin Cash. That's right, we got the 90 proofer and the cask strength. Let's get into it. Okay, so here are our whiskeys for this evening, and of course both of these are Merced Ryes, which is kind of a unique variety of rye that is produced on the Corbin Cash farm, the farm that's been there since 1917, and fairly recently they decided to start distilling that rye and making whiskey out of it, which is pretty awesome. So this is the 90 proof version, and this is the cask strength version. Of course, Corbin Cash is out of Atwater, California. So if you are local to there, then certainly check them out. I will leave a link in the description to go to their website, and you can check out all the other stuff they have, such as their bourbon. This is a blend of the rye and their potato spirit, and this is the sweet potato liqueur. So check out all those, plus they have other stuff as well, so certainly check them out. And also thank you, David and Sarah over at Corbin Cash, for these samples, if you even want to call them samples. I mean, this is a full bottle, as is this, and then the bourbon and the rye are $3.75, so very generous. Thank you guys so much, very much appreciated. As you can see, I have been enjoying the rye and the blended spirit quite a bit already, but thought we would do a proper review today. So let's go ahead and get into these. Let's get some of each one poured. Gotta say, the nose hitting me already just from that pour. Cannot wait to compare these two. And of course, we're gonna do a much more thorough deep dive into everything Corbin Cash coming up this Friday on our live stream. So if you wanna learn more about Corbin Cash, how they got started, the kind of farm to glass mentality they have going over there, which is very cool. They produce all their grains and vegetables that go into the bottles that you see around us here, which I think is very awesome and very sustainable. And actually, let's read a little bit about them. But again, for an in-depth interview with me and David, tune in Friday to our live stream, and that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So certainly check out that. But here's just a little bit of info on them right here. Corbin Cash, since 1917, Merced Rye has been grown on the soil of our family farm. This variety of rye is a natural fit for our California climate. It grows rapidly in cool weather and is naturally drought resistant. Our sandy soils tend to leach important fertilizers like nitrogen and potash. Merced Rye's extensive root system can naturally mine these fertilizers from 13 feet and bring it back to the surface to be used in next year's crop. Not only is Merced Rye essential for a sustainable farming environment, it also makes an award-winning whiskey. Well, let's go ahead and get into this whiskey here. I'm gonna do just a quick nosing of each. Here, let me move that a little bit there, and then get into drinking them. Yeah, so the 90 proofer first, and I have had a little bit of this already. Also shared it with some folks at the Kentucky meetup, but let's go ahead and get into this. Now that is a lovely nose. Nice mint notes, a little bit of, like I would say, spearmint gum showing up there for sure. Maybe a pineapple note there, maybe like a grilled pineapple. Man, very nice caramel note, nice brown sugars. Man, just very sweet, very sugary sweet on the nose. A little bit of a pepper note, a little bit of an anise showing up there. Man, that grilled pineapple note and the spearmint gum note are both just jumping out of the glass. Very nice. Let's go ahead and get into the sip. That is an excellent rye. Man, you kind of get that grilled pineapple note even on the palate, which is very nice. There's a really nice spearmint gum note showing up there. Nice caramel. The caramel is a little bit toned down under those other two notes. Very nice brown sugar note there, though. There's this rich, spicy note I would say kind of like baking spices, not necessarily cinnamon. And it's very nice mouthfeel, fairly mouth coating, which is good, especially at the 90 proof point. Good to see that. And this is a 5-year product, which is great. Got to say, very enjoyable. I need to go one more sip here. Let's talk about the finish a little bit more. So the finish, you kind of get that cooling mint note, which is nice. A little bit of pepper in there, a nice sweetness going on. Still kind of that pineapple note. It kind of follows through to the finish as well. So it's kind of like pineapple and mint, which doesn't sound like it would pair nicely, but I think it does very well. Very enjoyable. Now though, let's get a palate cleanse and move on to our cast strength. Okay, glass number 2, our cast strength offering. Now this is my first time trying this. Didn't want to use up this bottle before we got to the interview with David. So I've kind of taken my time opening that one because I figure once I do, I'm going to go through it pretty quickly because I've really enjoyed the 90 proofer already, as you can see. So now onto this. So still getting that pineapple note, but it's more like a smoked pineapple. So like if you had this in the smoker with, you know, some nice oak wood chips, kind of that going on, there's a little bit of a smokiness, a lot of oak presence. A lot of barrel showing up here. Definitely some mint notes in there. Still, again, the spearmint showing up. Also like a blueberry note, which is interesting to find on a rye. Yeah, this is smokier and more wood presence than I expected. But I gotta say, the nose is enjoyable. Let's move along to the palate though. Here we go. So gotta say right off the bat, this is very different than any like MGP 95.5 rye I've ever had or anything like that. Had quite a few different ryes, and this is very different than any of them. So there's like this kind of smoked grilled pineapple thing, but it's like even more potent than it is in the 90 proof. There's a lot of wood presence, which is surprising. Usually that doesn't show up as much in a rye, but I really enjoy that. So, yeah, so you get the nice toasty oak notes, which I appreciate. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would almost think this is like a double oak product or something like that. A lot of oak presence, which I really enjoy that. There is a little bit of a dry note, but it's not off-putting to me. I kind of like that. I like a lot of wood presence. I like the oak to be there, present, and kind of up front in a whiskey. So I think this is a really nice take on a rye. There's also just a nice general sweetness, nice caramel note, nice brown sugar. Yeah, and again, more brown sugar and caramel than I'm used to finding in a rye. And what's interesting is that Corbin Cash is doing this with a 100% rye mash bill. So very interesting to find those notes in a 100% rye. I think great job, Corbin Cash, on both. Really enjoyed both of them. Again, thank you, David and Sarah. Appreciate it very much, your generosity sending these bottles out. And very much looking forward to Friday, the interview with you guys. So folks, please tune in for that, where you get to really meet David and see kind of his family's legacy and what led up to the distillery, and of course the farm that kind of feeds all the grains and vegetables to the distillery, and how important that is, and the sustainability of all that. Very cool stuff. Folks, if you have enjoyed this review, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that kind of stuff. Here is the subscribe button right there. Here are other reviews from us right here. Until next time, folks, just remember, you can never have too much good whiskey.